Hey guys, Kies here back again with another video. Finally getting around to finishing part 3 of my list about things I wish people of colour wouldn't do. Hope you checked out parts 1 and 2. If you're not, please check them out. Anywho, as ever, I hope everyone's well and can't think of much else to say for the intro, so I'm probably just going to get onto my list. As I say, I'm going on from parts 1 and 2, so here goes. So number 21, I think that we shouldn't fail to support our ancestral homelands. I think it would be great if we could lobby for our tax money to be able to go back, at least some of it, towards our ancestral homelands and things like that, and support where our ancestry is from and things like that. Number 22, again, I think we shouldn't be divided or those things I talked about before, like breaking the law or things that I suppose white supremacists would want us to do, to say that they would be able to say people of colour break the law or that we're violent or things like that. So I think it would be good if we were pacifists, conscientious objectors, peaceful, and showed that we want to live in peace, but then we protect ourselves or vulnerable people if we need to. So that sort of thing. 23, again, I think we shouldn't fail to support poorer people in a place like Africa and Asia. I think, as I said, people shouldn't fail to support our ancestral homelands, and I think we should do more to support people who are of an Asian background, like diaspora, even mixed race people like myself. I think should do more to support Asia and possibly Native Americans as well, and people, the black diaspora around the world. I think should do more to support people from Africa and Australasian, like Aborigines and Maoris, Indigenous Australasians, and also provide mentorship and that sort of thing. So I think we shouldn't not do that sort of stuff. We shouldn't refuse to do that sort of stuff, if you know what I mean, or not help the poor and that sort of thing. 24, I think we shouldn't support imperialist things or things that were imperialistic, like the wars, weapons trade, military industrial complex, royal family, and things like that. Historically, were, I think, oppressing people of colour, or about oppressing people of colour. And also, I think the problem is with the weapons trade. I think it benefits Western nations more because a lot of Asian and African nations buy weapons from Western nations and they make more money from them, but also fight each other. And that's another thing. I think also countries of colour, so to speak, like India and China and the rest of Asia and Africa, I think should stop going to war with each other and stop fighting each other and stop being so divided and things like that. 25, again, I think we should stop supporting things like monarchists, monarchistic nations, perhaps, and instead support more support republics more, and that sort of thing. Number 26, anything that has historically, I know it's in the past, but anything that historically has been used to oppress people of colour, like the military. If we look at what the militaries have done, like the British or American militaries, in taking over places like Vietnam and Iraq, and even in history with Native Americans, with Wounded Knee and things where they've killed many Native Americans, and Native Americans have been depleted so much. And I think any person of colour who joins the military, I think it's a shame. And really, in doing so, we're sort of spitting on our ancestry, so to speak, in my opinion, because our ancestry was oppressed by these sorts of things, institutions. And if you look at the language they use and the things that they use in symbolical sort of stuff, even their regalia, or whatever you call it, and their symbols and all that are used. The symbols they use are about oppressing people of colour and all that sort of stuff. So even though it's changed a bit, or quite a lot, I know it's changed quite a lot, but still, I still think the wars they go to oppress people of colour. So I think it would be much better, and we'd be much more united if we didn't join the military or stuff like that. Another thing is, I think we shouldn't go against the police, but I think we should work more closely, excuse me, if we can obey the law and try and keep the law on our side by obeying it, instead of like trying not to break the law. And if people of color and organizations which support people of color could help to like improve relations between people of color or minorities and the police, I think that would be a lot better. Although I suppose that obviously if there is like racism within the police, which I believe there is, unfortunately, obviously it's I think if you are stopped and searched, and even if you comply, you're still treated badly. I think that's obviously, I understand why people would want to defend themselves, but I think if you can obey the law as much as you can and try and get along with the police as much as you can, and then if there is still injustices and police oppression, we can still challenge that. But I still think it's better to try and not break the law. And again, these organisations like BAME and which I talked about before, and racial equality commissions and things like that, both here in the UK and in the US, like NAACP and all sorts of things like that, should look at how we can work together with the police more rather than being against each other, if you know what I mean. 27, I think we shouldn't fail to reward those who have helped people of colour and allies, and like honour those who have helped unity for people of colour and helped things like Pan-Asianism, Pan-Africanism, and have supported people of colour around the world. I think we shouldn't fail, as I say, to honour them. 28, I think we should try and think more about what we do and make sure that it doesn't feed into the hands of white supremacists, like say, being divided or breaking the law, or refusing to help each other or work together or things like that, and just like fighting each other and that sort of thing. I think that, as I say, plays into the hands of white supremacy. 29, I think that I say, unfortunately, I think there's a lot of bad, we call it bad blood or whatever, bad vibes between like the police or law authorities and people of colour, especially like Muslim or Arabic background, people from Muslim or Arabic backgrounds, and also people from the black community or diaspora. And I think it'd be much better if we didn't have those divisions. So I think it'd be much better if we didn't go against the police or the authorities. I know, like, obviously, I should be careful what I say, but obviously, if there is police corruption or things like that, I understand why we would want to challenge those things. I think if we don't like commit crimes or go against the police, then we'd be able to, as people of colour, generally be able to challenge any police brutality much more easily. And number 30, I can't really think of much else, but I'd love to hear what you think people of colour shouldn't do. And I'm hoping to make a video of what I think we should do instead. Like instead of joining the military, what I think we should do, what sort of things we could do to help each other and to help maybe make the world a better place for everyone, or for as many people as possible at least. Anywho, I hope you enjoyed this video and I wasn't rambling too much. Thanks so much if you made it this far. Really appreciate you for putting up with me, and I'm out. Peace out.